Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. I'm David Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave. We are here to talk about 149 Dialtone in the classified line, and there's a little bit of a classified history with this figure, and the fact is some people have not gotten it yet. It's been a figure that has been delayed a lot this year. It's been over a year when it was first released, January of 2025, and now we're in January of 2026. So we're about a year behind on the classified line at the moment. But if you've been following this series, you've seen I've been going from 00 Snake Eyes on up through the classified line with all the numbers. So we're now at 149, and that's Dialtone. My Dialtone, I got him about 6 months. Good morning, Paul Morales, or I should say good afternoon, good evening, Paul Morales, where I am on the East Coast. Good evening. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. I appreciate it. We got a lot of information to cover. We got some leaks to go over. We got some new news. We got some cool things to show off. It's going to be an interesting episode. So the Dialtone, again, I got him, I would say, in early July of 2025. So I got mine about 6 months after some of the people that did reviews and some of the toy tubers and people that got it like in January, because it was pre-ordered in 2024. The latter half of 2024 was pre-ordered. So I'm seeing that pattern now. So they put out like a wave like at the end of 2020, whatever the year is, and then it comes in the following like winter, like January, February, or whatever is when it starts to come in. And that makes sense because if you do 4-figure waves, so you do whatever that one that's out in the fall that you pre-order comes out in the winter, and then you pre-order something in the spring, end of the winter, and it comes in sometime in the summer. And then you order something at the beginning of the summer, it comes in at the end of the summer, and then the middle of the summer, like at San Diego Comic-Con, that comes in the fall, and so on and so forth. So there's like 4-figure waves, and now we're doing 5-figure waves, and we're also doing vintage package figures 3. So that's 8 figures that are pre-ordered in the fall, and then we will start getting them sometime, hopefully at the end of this month in February as well. Lady Virgo, cool, thanks for joining us. Hello, appreciate it. Then Lady Virgo, cool, Polly saying hello. All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of Dialtone real quick. We're going to get through this, but I have a bunch of leak listing information that I think a lot of you guys are going to really be interested in. That's going to really be exciting news for 2026 this year. So stay tuned to that after we get through Dialtone. First, we're going to go to Dan Klingsmith's series of books, and we're going to go to volume number 1, has Dialtone, and that's Creating G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero by Dan Klingsmith Jr. again. So there's your Dialtone with some ideations over there, a little bit of sketches and stuff like that, some of his designs and so on and so forth. Dialtone, alternate names, Squelch, Hotline, year release 1986, designed by Ron Rudat. Again, Ron designed most figures from 82 to 87, with the exception of a handful maybe and some vehicle drivers. Now, Hotline sounds like a really cool name. I like that one. Squelch, I don't think so. it says, Dan says, as Cobra forces got more advanced when it came to technology, G.I. Joe was not far behind them. Covered in electrical devices and a large advanced communication device on his back, Dialtone was able to help strategize and warn the Joes against Cobra movements. All right. And this artwork, it looks like it was designed by Andrea Carbonics, which I'm not familiar with that designer, so I'm not sure who that is. But there you go. That was the painting, the line painting for him. Uh, there you go. And they have a little thing. This is funny. They said if you go with dial tone instead of hotline, Larry Hama says instead of Dialtone, change Hotspot to Sci-Fi, the Laser Trooper. So Hotspot was going to be Sci-Fi. So that's funny that they changed Dialtone instead, kept Dialstone instead of Hotline, and changed Sci-Fi from Hotspot. That's interesting. Very interesting. All right. So there's all kinds of neat things that you can find out about G.I. Joe and this brand from Dan Klingesmith. So then we're going to go into his vintage package, and there it is with that big backpack and vintage design. Looks really cool. He was an interesting looking figure with that beret and stuff like that. He almost looked like an SAS from a Palatoy Action Force to me a little bit. Dialtone also got his very first appearance in G.I. Joe Special Missions #2. One of the very first, one of the few G.I. Joes that actually got their first appearance in Special Missions. Shockwave is another one. Dragon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today. I'm doing a late episode today, which I normally don't do Sunday nights, but because I have a lot of leaked information I want to reveal to you guys, I figured I'd pile it all into one big video. So stay tuned, Lone Dragon. We got a lot of 2026 leaked classified info that we're going to go into. So then we have the vintage figure. And I have, let's see. I have his gun. I have his backpack. And it has that cool radio part. So let's put that on him. There. He's a bit shaky. I may have to get a new O-ring for him. I was supposed to do Wild Bill and I forgot. Wild Bill was a little loose too, and I forgot to do his O-ring. Whenever I pull these out, I replace the O-rings to fix them. And there you have him. Lifeline, or not Lifeline, Dialtone. What am I saying? Yeah. Yeah. I'm all excited for vehicle news at this point. Well, I have some vehicle news. 2 or 3 vehicle news things in this episode that I will cover when we get to it. So there you go. He looks really good. There's no paint apps missing on him. He's got no scrapes. He looks in really good shape. Like I said, he's just a little loose. So I'm probably going to put him back in his package because I don't want him to fall over. And then we will fix his O-ring down the road. And so there you go. There we got Dialtone. All right, so now we're going to get into Dialtone. So there he is with his radio, gun, and equipment. He looks really good. Again, he's 149 in the vintage classified line, or the classified line, not the vintage. And then we have the target artwork, and we got the QR code to nowhere and the designations. So we're going to go through the designations real quick, see what he has. He has a radio tower, so that is communications. He's got a little bit of a walkie-talkie there, so I'm guessing that's another communication. Yep, telecommunication device. He's got that box with the webbing around it, which is electrical engineering. He's got what is that? A lock. So he's got the cryptography. So those are a bunch of new ones that I don't think I've ever seen them before. So a lot of those are new designations for him. Um, New York Knights, 1974, morning, people. Yeah, I usually do these in the morning, but I was telling everybody else in the chat we've got a lot of new leaks, classified information that I want to go over with you guys. So I did a rare episode on Sunday, early Sunday evening. So I hope it's not too bad for you guys. So thank you for joining me, New York Knights. So then we have the Shooting the Galaxy photography artwork there with Dialtone, a couple call outs on his figure there. And we have a, looks like a tank. Trying to figure out what that is back there because I think on the leather neck, let me see. I want to see the leatherneck package, you see the other side. This is weird that they did two sides of this ship. Whatever this is, it's like a ship, some sort of a ship, and you can put them both together. And you see one side with leatherneck and one side with dial tone. What is that? Is that a tank or crashed Millennium Falcon? Or I can't tell what that is back there. But then you have Leatherneck in the back of his Dialtone's package. You get Dialtone in the back of Leatherneck's package. So that is so funny that they did that. I like that a lot. I'm glad I had that package out to show you guys. That's really funny. And then we have the loadout with the figure and stuff like that. So we'll get him out of his package real quick. So again, I got mine in, I would say early July, late June. Stars and Stripe packaging on the inside. And a lot of people, I think, are still waiting on dial tone. I don't think everybody's gotten their dial tone. There's one or two figures that are weird like that. Dial tone's one of them. The Arctic Bat is another one. Excuse that noise. That was from the package. What else? What other odd things are people still waiting for that they've been waiting for? Oh, I forgot Serpentor and his air chariot. People were waiting a long time. The first Dr. Mindbender, they were waiting a long time. What other figures and vehicles or something are people waiting for their pre-orders to come in? But those are the ones that come off my head that people were waiting for. Maybe something else came out over the summer that people hadn't gotten yet. But it's very, very vintage inspired, very, very close to the vintage. I would just say that the colors are a little more subdued on the classified figure, which we've gotten to see that going forward with most of these figures. Like the khaki is a little brighter on that. This is more of a sand taupe color, and the secondary is a little bit more teal, a really dark teal with aqua teal, whereas on the vintage it's more green. Obviously the pants are still black, but more of a subdued black, like a flat black, whereas the oh wow, my Iron Grenadier pre-order from EE only just came in last week. There you go. Maybe it was the Iron Grenadiers that have been taking a while because they were supposed to come out earlier in the year, right? Like I would say April, May somewhere is when they came out. So you've been waiting a while from Entertainment Earth to get those. So yeah, maybe that's what it was, Lone Dragon. Patriots win. Way! Congratulations, Patriots. I'm from New England, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. I live. So I'm very happy about the. Thank you for sharing that, Sean Jones. Saying hi to you in the chat. So he's got a secondary with a walkie-talkie that's sculpted in there on that secondary there. You can see that walkie-talkie on the edge. And then he's got a secondary little harness on his belt on his waist on the left there that's the same color as his secondary. He's got some brown and silver, some grenades and some pouches on a third like harness secondary that goes over the regular secondary. He's got a little bitty harness arm secondary there with a little pouch. He's got a beautiful computer wristwatch on there that looks really nice. It stands out on there. That's a new item. And then he's got another wristwatch on this side with a little bitty red deco on it. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. Let's see. The IG bats from the same wave, same ores shipped last January. There you go. That's definitely it. Someone bring Bazooka to AFC Championship game in Denver. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that'd be funny to have him Bazooka there. Very cool, Sean Jones. So then we have that tampo on his hat. You can barely see that tampo. It's very dark, but it's there. And then he's got the tampo that was showed off in the package on his left arm there. And that looks like it's some sort of communications or Vanguard type of scenario. So the watch has a little deco as well. He's got another holster on his leg, on his left leg ankle there, and he's got the green knee pads and boots that match his secondary and that little holster there. So the coloring is very nice and balanced. I like this face sculpt. It looks like my brother-in-law Guy, very similar to his face. He's got that mustache and stuff like that. He definitely looks like he's an SAS, and he's got like a radio thing on his earpiece there and on the neck. If you look at the neck in there, you can see a little bit of that radio up there. It goes around his neck. So he's got like two radio things on him. It looks really, really nice. So they did a lot of good extra things that are new to this figure. A lot of the parts do not look like they're reuse on this figure. Maybe these legs with these knee pads might be a little reuse. I'm not sure. But then he also has the pads on the wrist there to go along with the wrist on the pads on his knees. He's got on that belt, it's like a brown belt with that pouches that are there as well that go around that match that secondary and the pouches on that other holster there. So there's a nice, really good balance of deco with all these different pouches and belts and everything that's included with him. So I think they did a really good job. He's got a lot of like detail in the gloves as well. On both of his gloves. You can't really see a lot of that detail there, but there is a lot of detail. There's a lot of detail on his pants as well. Sean Jones, Yojo Bros. Paul saying hello. Dialtone has $2 and a Casio. Oh, okay. That's cool. Let's first get his backpack, because that's the most interesting thing about this is this big huge backpack, and it's very similar to the vintage one. The only difference is this one is got a lot more deco on it. It's like decoed with brown and silver and some black little lights, and interior is all like silver and brown, and that communication apparatus that goes around his mouth. It's got silver and brown as well. And there's a bit of a wash on this as well. It looks like there's a little kind of a metal wash over it. Now, I think, doesn't this open up somewhere? If I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to open up. Let's see. Yeah, it does open up. And he has a computer inside. That is next level, and there's all kinds of computer detail and lights and stuff and color deco, blue and silver and black on that, and the entire interior is all decoed with that silver and that wash as well. They didn't have to go that far, but they did. This is really awesome, I must say. They really went all out on this figure. This is a beautiful piece of equipment with this backpack. I always thought the first one was really good, but this one, they really went all out. Let's see. I got that reference. I guess I must have missed that one. Is that something from Sunbow's cartoon? Dialtone has $2 in a Casio. Is that from Sunbow? I guess I didn't really catch that. So there you have it. This is radio in his backpack. There. Looks really, really nice. All right, so then we have his gun with a really big gun, and it's I guess it's similar to the vintage one. The vintage one is gray, whereas this one is black. So I'm wondering if that can plug into something on his backpack because it has a little bitty plug thing there. So I'm curious about that. I'm going to put that in his hand. There. Let's see what else we have. It looks like a little radio transmitter type of thing. I think that's probably what goes into that harness on his belt. Yeah, it's a cell phone. It's a cell phone so we can communicate, and there's some blue and some white deco on that. So I'm guessing that's the cell phone holder on the left of his secondary there. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's weird. It doesn't want to stay in. There it is. I got it in there. So that's his cell phone communications thing there. Then he has that knife that goes on that sheath on his left ankle. We can get it out. There. Put it in there. So then we have one more thing. We have that radio transmitter there, and that's the end of that. We have this little radio transmitter, which I think is a new device. We've never seen this before, if I remember correctly, all the equipment we got. So I'm going to put that radio transmitter into his other hand here. And then we have all of his accessories on the figure, which I like. If you've been watching these videos for a while, you know that bothers me if I can't get all the accessories on a figure or on something that it comes with. Now, there's that. We've got all the equipment on him. Oh, it can attach to the rifle. The cell phone can? Interesting. Let's see. That's to hold his cell phone. I got and then the cell phone can also attach to the rifle. I haven't been able to do that yet. Then everybody's saying hi in the chat. I didn't see where you could put the cell phone on the rifle. Oh, I see, like there. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool. See, now that's what I'm talking about the modularity and the playability of these things and the way that they design this stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. So then he can use it as a targeting type situation. He can look through it and it could be a target. Very cool. I like that a lot, actually. Thank you for letting me know that, Will R. So Lone Dragon, you were talking about his watch, and it reminded me of John Candy's line from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles: $2 and a Casio. Oh, I see. I gotcha. So that this big communications watch that he's got there, and then he's got the other watch on that one with the red tampo. Ah, I gotcha. He does basically have $2 in a Casio. You're right about that, Lone Dragon. Thank you. Sorry that you had to explain that. All right, so I'm going to put him on his stand real quick. Get that out of the way so I can stand him up. And then I'm going to go into a couple other things. So we covered this with Leatherneck in our last video. I think it was uh, Friday. I think it was that we did Leatherneck. Or no, yeah, maybe it was Friday. I can't recall when we did it. It was a few days ago. That's all I know. But in the event, the Hasbro event, when they went to CCXP Brazil, we thought when they did that, they said there were new name onlys, new information that was going to be revealed, and we thought they were going to reveal something to do with Mission Brazil, Special Mission Brazil. And there's those repaints, all those really cool redecos of Leatherneck, Dialtone, mainframe wetsuit, and then a new character, Claymore, that's basically a repaint of the Televiper with Footloose's head on it. But they never did. So we were speculating, oh, that would be awesome if they did, but they didn't do anything. So this is the second figure in the Mission Brazil line. I hope if they ever do a Mission Brazil set or something, they give us some sort of a thing where they show like not a video cassette or a DVD or something, but something that we could get, maybe a QR code or some sort of a downloadable thing you can go and you can watch, maybe the cartoon advertisement for it or something. I think that would be a cool callback to the vintage if they ever did Mission Brazil. But who knows? They're going to do those. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to do all these figures in that deco because it's easy money to redeco a figure and then put it back out there. So there you go. Hey, Lenny Honda, thanks for joining us again. Yo, Joe. Yo, Joe. Ah. Everybody's saying hi to Lenny Honda. Hey, buddy. Hope you are having a good one. Thank you. I hope so too. Hope you are too. All right, so I think that was all my information on Dialtone. Did you guys like this figure? Do you think it holds up as a nice classified up version, or do you think it stands out and has enough new for a newer version, or do you think it's very close to retro and we're probably not going to get another one unless we get that redeco version? Hey, Crusty Old Crow, thanks for joining us. Hey, Super Dave. Dialtone was such a great one. Yeah, he's very, very close to the vintage version. So I'm having a hard time believing we're going to ever get another Dialtone, unless it's either the it wasn't Listen and Fun. It was the one with the radio, that big like talking commandos. That's it. The talking commandos Dialtone, or maybe the Mission Brazil Dialtone. I think that's the only way you're going to get that is if they redecoed it in either of those. Let's see. 610 Yojo Daddy replay squad. My figure if the year Dialtone. Figure of the year was Dialtone for you, 610 Yojo Daddy. Thanks for joining me. It's fine. You can watch back in the replay crew. We're going to be doing a lot of leak reveals, 2026 leak information. So stay tuned. 610 Yojo Daddy. Paul Morales, Crusty Old Crow. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Sonic Warriors. There you go. Thank you, Crusty Old Crow. Everybody saying hello. 610. There you go. All right, so let's get into some of this information because this I'm chomping at the bit. You guys, did you like this Dialtone? Cool. All right, I think everybody's done saying hi to everybody. All right, 2026 classified leaks. Now I cover this kind of very quickly and very vaguely the last time we did this, last week sometime, but now I have a lot more information and a lot clearer information as to what this stuff is, where it's coming from, and we can talk about it and go over it. You heard him. He he jumps. Oh, you're funny, Lone Dragon. All right. So first off, this is a fans channel exclusive release only. So that means it's only going to be places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, other stores, other collector stores, maybe GameStop and that type of stuff. Amazon. So it's a fan channel exclusive only, and it's going to be King Cobra Commander, which is the hooded Cobra Commander that we've been waiting for years now. Everybody in the chat who's been asking me, are we getting a hooded Cobra Commander? When is the hooded Cobra Commander coming? We are getting the hooded Cobra Commander this year. It is going to be an extra deluxe figure. So not a normal deluxe figure, an extra advanced deluxe figure, and the price is going to be between $70 and $75. Uh, Local stores as well. Yes. Um, yep. All local stores and stuff as well. 610 Yojo Daddy. Correct. So it's going to be an extra deluxe Cobra Commander. All the good ones in the chat today. What's up, y'all? Hello. Finally. Yep, Will R. You got your hooded Cobra Commander. Yay. I'm sure you're ecstatic. But I'm going to explain a little information about this so you guys have more information. It's between $70 and $75. So that is why I'm saying an extra deluxe. So we're speculating that it's going to probably come with some sort of a throne or some sort of a situation there where maybe it'll be like the San Diego Comic-Con that had the podium or something like that, some big chunky extra thing that's going to come with it. He'll probably come with multiple heads, maybe a normal head. The decal will be darker blue, probably the gold stripes. He's going to probably come up with a scepter, a cape, a whole bunch of extra hands, probably the gun. It's going to be loaded out with all kinds of stuff with this figure. Probably a lot of reuse of the previous Cobra Commanders that we've seen in the past. I say we all buy an extra and paint him a white Arctic version out of spite. There you go. Great news. Been wondering when. There you go. Take my money. There you go. Lone Dragon. LOL. Can personally confirm hooded. Haven't heard that price point yet. That worries me. Maximum Marvel Legends are only 60. Better come with a throne minimum. There you go. It'll be a minimum of a throne or some sort of podium like he did with the San Diego Comic-Con hooded Cobra Commander variant. And who knows? I don't know if it's going to be maybe a suited Cobra Commander. Who knows? But we just know it's called the King Cobra Commander, and it's hooded. So a lot of possibilities with this cape, scepter, you name it. Fredhead? No, not a Fredhead, because he was not Fred in this variation. He was only Fred in the Armor Commander, Sean Jones. Buying my Joe Fest ticket this week. Very good. I look forward to seeing you, Lenny Honda. Should be fun. All right. So that was a big one. I know you guys were really waiting on that one. A king comes with a throne. This is 2 on the nail. There you go. All right. So here's your vehicle news. So there's been speculation that we're getting another ferret, but this one is going to be a Joe ferret. All right. Just give it to us. There you go. But there's a caveat. It's going to be a vehicle 2-pack, and it's going to come with stealth, trouble bubble, and a green ferret. It's going to be a vehicle 2-pack set. So that's where you're getting your second trouble bubble and your second ferret. There's no information whether it comes with figures or not. We just know it's a vehicle 2-pack with a stealth trouble bubble and a green ferret. So we don't know if that's maybe a night force trouble bubble and a green ferret or not. New York Knights, 1974. King Cutter with a whale throne. Yeah, that's a funny one. Pass on the repaints. 200 Canadian. Yep. LOL. All right. So there's 2 vehicles, right? And whatever Cobra Commander is going to come with. So then this has been confirmed. It's been rumored. It's been pre-orderable for years now. Hail King Cutter. King Cutter. Yep. That's funny because I don't know if we'll ever get a cutter unless we get some sort of big HasLab boat of some sort. I don't know. I would almost like to get the Shark 9000 and then put cutter in that and skip the whale because it still would be big and it looks awesome. So maybe that's where you get your cutter, guys. Crusty Crow, New York Knights 1970. That should have made it happen. Yeah. Well, you never know. All right, IG Destro with Despoiler, and this is where it gets a little bit um, dicey. There, from what I understand, it's in the $90 range because I guess the Despoiler. I was looking at it compared to my Serpentor and the Air Chariot. The Despoiler is something that Destro has to sit in, so it's going to be quite big. They're saying it's the $89-$90 range, similar to the MMS, HMS with Hawk and with Techno Viper scale price point. So it's going to be an expensive vehicle with Destro and the Despoiler. It's not going to be in the $79 to $85 range. It's going to be more of the $79.99 to $80 to $90 range, somewhere in that vicinity. So for you guys that want Destro and the Despoiler, it's coming, but it's going to be in a higher price range. Let's see. If you skip the whale for a later whale chaos, you never know. You never know. Skip the whale sacrilege. Oh man, it's gonna be a while, guys. But I would like a Shark 9000. I think that looks really cool, and there's all kinds of playability with that. I think it would be really cool. It would be something that you could really put up against a moray or a water moccasin. The whale, it kind of goes over land, a little bit of water, light water, but yeah, it's it's okay. All right, so and this is a big one. This is one that people have wanted a figure of for probably 10 years now. We've never gotten this figure, and we're going to finally get this figure in classified. I want a Shark 1 or 2 seer. I won't buy the lie down version. Fang, Skyhawk, Armadillo, Water Moccasin, Firebat, Buzz Support. There you go. That's everything that Lone Dragon wants. I'd like to see them rebuild a Cobra battle bunker. Hey, yeah, I think that might be interesting. I think we could do that. I've seen people do 3D printed versions of it, and it looks really good. Swamp skiers and knock choppers. Well, we're going to get into that in a little while. Let's get through this next character. So this is another Snake Eyes figure, but Don Moreno as Snake Eyes. First G.I. Joe Don Moreno figure ever released through Hasbro. We're finally going to get her in the classified line. So a new Snake Eyes, the Don Moreno Snake Eyes. So I hope that makes you guys happy. And then 2 new characters that have not been name only, that have not been rendered revealed, that we've never heard that was coming, but now we will. And that is, it completes pretty much your 85 G.I. Joe lineup, with the exception of vehicle drivers and maybe some repaints or redecos. And that is Airtight. It's coming this year, and he's going to have the Toxo Zombie to battle and combat. Both Toxo Zombie and Airtight are coming this year in the classified line. I've been waiting for Airtight for so long, and the fact that we're getting him and the Toxo Zombie this year, that's going to be totally awesome. It's a damn shame not the classified Zartan does not change colors. Well, he does actually. The Zartan does change colors. It's the San Diego Comic-Con 2023 exclusive deluxe Zartan. Changes colors in cold. So you have to stick him in your refrigerator and he turns blue. He doesn't change color in the sunlight. But yes, there is a version, classified version of Zartan that does change colors. And Lone Dragon, Yay, airtight! Yes, I've been waiting for that character for so long. I've been hoping with the Mole Rats stage 1 and 2 that we're going to get him, and we are going to get him. Thank God. Maybe the Toxo Zombies will be Mole Rats stage 3 and 4. No 2-pack, please. I don't think it's 2-pack. I think they're regular figures. So there you go. Toxo Zombie, you say. Yes, Toxo Zombie is what I'm hearing. So there are multiple variations of Toxo Zombies over the decades. I don't know what version we're going to get, but maybe it'll be Mole Rat Stage 3 or 4 will be the Toxo Zombie. We don't know. We just know that the name figure is coming out this year. Um, New channel to follow, subbed. Thank you very much, Stanley Everhart. We appreciate it. Share these videos, let other people know about it, let them know how the quality of the content and my enthusiasm, and I'm a positive channel, no negativity. We'll tell it like it is, we'll be realistic, but no negativity here. We try to keep out the bad elements as well, Stanley. So share that and let everybody know. All the guys that are here will tell you that. Toxo Zombies, AM Friend. Am Friend. There you go, New York Knights. Cesspool has to follow that. Definitely, Cesspool. All right. So now we got some legacy information. So I mentioned the legacy, a couple of characters before, but this is a little bit more information on the legacy. So the legacy 2 characters we're going to get this year are the Infantry Army legacy figure and Arctic Rescue Snow Trooper. Those are your 2 legacy figures coming this year. We thought we were getting an EMS, but there was no information on a legacy EMS for this year. So I don't know where that came from or what that is, or if we're going to get that or not. I don't know. There's no information on that. But one of the fun things that I was thinking about would be the Arctic Rescue Snow Trooper if he came with a St. Bernard dog and he had that little barrel with the rum or whatever inside of it. Wouldn't that be fun to get a legacy animal and figure 2-pack? And then it would obviously be that snow job mold again, probably reused like they did with the firefighter. So we may get some, or it might be a new mold based on the iceberg mold. I don't know. We're not sure yet. Nice legacy figures. New York Knights 1974. Arctic Rescue Snow Trooper comes with a Saint Bernard. Yeah, we don't know if that's true or not, Will R. But I would love that if that would be the perfect thing to have come with it. And it's a new animal, a new dog, something that Classified could play with. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Is the Matt Tracker Classified figure out in stores yet? There's no Matt Tracker Classified figure. There has not been any rumor, leak, or render, or name only. There's no information talking about Matt Tracker. So I'm not sure where you got that, Terrence Child, but there's no classified figure of Matt Tracker. Let's see. Can I get a legacy mailman? That would be fun, wouldn't it, if we got a mailman? Needing a river otter pets with cutter or muskrat. Yeah, that would actually be kind of cool. Stanley Everhart. I was asking for legacy female Secret Service agent with non-functional holster, but the joke on that one is expiring fast. Yeah, that's a funny joke, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it has expired, Lone Dragon. All right, so let's go on to Deep. So we are getting Deep Six. We knew that the name only was showed given to us during, I think it was MCM London, but it's a deluxe figure, and we believe that it's in the $50 price point. So that means it's not going to be a mech size Deep Six. It's going to be a normal size, probably with removable armor and some equipment and stuff that would go on the figure, and then there would be a figure underneath. So that's a $50 price point. So it's just a normal deluxe figure on that. Stanley Everhart. People saying hello. There's been a lot of AI renders of characters circulating the YouTube and socials lately. They are just AI art, folks. not real. Yep, definitely. That's all AR, AI art. That's fantastic AI art. All that stuff I would absolutely love to get. It's beautiful. The people that are doing those, they're doing a great job with that stuff, and some really cool stuff in that. That cesspool was like next level. I loved it. Any news on Ninja Force? I know that Zartan is coming sooner than later. Yeah. So Zartan Ninja Force is going to be a normal figure. He will be in the normal 5-figure waves down the line, and there's no special stuff with that Zartan figure as far as I know. Uh, yeah, it'll probably be able to fit in the shark with the normal figure, and then you put it on the armor, and he can go deep sea diving or whatever he's going to do with the armor. So it's going to be a modular thing, but there, the shark is going to come with a troop builder diver or something. It's not going to come with deep six. So there is a rumor of a shark this year as well. Um, so then let's get into all right, now this is gonna be where I think the chat's gonna go crazy. So this is a new character. We believe it's a Cobra character from what I've heard and what I understand, and the it's called the Raptor Master with a Raptor dinosaur. The Raptor Master with a Raptor dinosaur, Dino Hunter figure and pet combo set. Um, so I believe the Ninja Force is confirmed as Target exclusives. Yes, all the Ninja Force, from what I understand, is this year's Target exclusive. So the Shebang and the maybe the Zartan will be exclusive to Target. Um, Possibly, and maybe Scarlet in her sexy leprechaun fighting outfit should be coming to Ninja Force. Yeah, I think because the Chabang one is a 2-pack, from what I understand, I would love to get that Scarlet. I think it would be really cool because they have those shoulder pauldrons and some of the other elements that you could redeco. And I don't think that would be a difficult Scarlet to make, in my opinion. But who am I? We have enough diver troops. Give us the shark a la carte, like the snake. Yeah, that would be kind of good to get by itself as well. Death of the Lines combos. Yep. Well, we'll have to wait and see, Sean Jones. But Dino Hunter, Dino, um, so Raptor Master with Raptor. All right. So then we're going to go into, as soon as we can expect shirtless G Duke and a tactical unicorn. I hate that dinos are coming, but not surprised. Well, there's an interesting new Duke coming as well, and it is called um, Scruffy Duke or Rugged Duke. Rugged Duke is coming to the classified line this year. Rugged Duke. You can make of whatever you'd like on Rugged Duke. I'm guessing that's a Skybound Energon Universe version of Duke with the beard and all that stuff and all disheveled. So there you go. A Rugged Duke. Ninja Dinos. When? Funny. Lone. Skybound Duke. Yep. There you go. That's exactly what it is. Dino's name is Parappa the Raptor. Uh, Parappa the Raptor. That's funny. Skybound Duke. Like it. There you go. So Skybound Duke, Rugged Duke, whatever you want to call it. The Dino Bat. That would be great, wouldn't it? Animatronic Dino Bat? That would kind of be cool. And then, of course, it's been rumored for quite a while, Dusty and Sandstorm 2-pack pet and figure, animal and figure set coming this year has been confirmed. And another Iron Grenadier figure is coming this year. And this is a modern era Devil's Due character. And it is a female Iron Grenadier. And it is Armada. She was married to Destro's son during the Devil's Due era of G.I. Joe that got shunted over by the IDW Larry Hama series when they continued his run. Armada, Iron Grenadiers Armada. Rugged Duke cannot be killed. He can only go into a rugged camo. That's coma. There you go. Very funny. Um, so then the last one, and I got a little bit more information on the last one after Armada. So we are getting in the GI Joe classified line, and I thought this was fake news. I didn't believe it, but I got more information on it because it's the 30th anniversary of this particular character. It's a video game character, and they have tied a lot of G.I. Joe into video game stuff. They've done Mortal Kombat, they've done Street Fighter, they've done Fortnite, they've done the Operation Blackout, they've done World of Tanks, they've done lots of video game tie-ins with G.I. Joe Classified, and this is the 30th anniversary of this particular character, and we've gotten real life um, inspirations for Sergeant Slaughter, the Fridge, Rowdy Piper. So we are getting in the classified line Lara Croft Tomb Raider as a G.I. Joe classified figure, which is out of this world. I can't believe it, but it is true. It has been pre-ordered by the all the people that do these type of things, and so I would love Sergeant Savage. Oh wow, yeah, Christopher Crow, Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Yeah, that is next level. Which version of Lara Croft? I'm guessing it's going to be a more modern version of her because we've got the new animated series season 2 and then the new movie coming out. So maybe they'll do the classic version. Who knows? But yeah, that's another female in the GI Joe classified line, and it is going to be one of the most sought after versions figures that people are going to want to get. Are all these announcements official? Is this list public? Yes, because this has all been pre-ordered by all the stores, all the online people like Big Bad Toy Store, GameStop, Entertainment Earth, Amazon. All this was offered as pre-orderable stuff for 2026, all throughout 2026. So this is all confirmed. This is all legitimate. This is not rumors. These are real, real, real. And if something changes, I'm sorry it changed or whatever, because that can happen. The line plans changed last year. 3 of the waves last year all changed and they added different things. And we still haven't gotten that Flash figure that was announced by Entertainment Earth last year in one of their line reveals on their website, their leaked listings. That still hasn't come out yet, Flash. So we're hoping that comes this year. Keegan Collins 6202. Are you a new person in the chat? Thank you for joining us today. But yes, as far as I'm aware, this is all legitimate and all official information. Okay, nice. I'm going to have all kinds of extra monies for indie lines this year. Oh yeah, you're not going to get Tomb Raider, Bobby. What's cracking, y'all? Gunpowder, Nitro. And it's not just a code name like they do with all their other figures, like all the Hanna-Barbera character names they have been putting out. Yes, Tomb Raider is actually Lara Croft in her listing. It is not even a code name. So that's how we know that that is real, because you know how we have all these weird code names that other channels are trying to decode and reveal whenever the name only or the render or whatever gets revealed? This is the code name. Lara Croft Tomb Raider is the listing name. Thank you. And so then a little bit of house cleaning. So we know we're going to be getting in the next few weeks, we're going to be getting render reveals of Taurus and Red Dog. We're going to be getting Iceberg render revealed. We're going to be getting the Hydra Viper render revealed. We're going to be getting shown in person figures of the Zap, Crazy Legs, and Crimson Guard figures shown off in person. Because I think we've already gotten the other 5 figures showed off during the winter. They showed them off. We also going to be getting a reveal in person of the Royal Guard. So they're gonna be showing that as well. So those are gonna be some of the stuff that probably will be pre-orderable, most likely around GI Joe Day, February 1st. Look forward to Red Dog and Taurus. Look forward to the Royal Guard. Look forward to the uh, Iceberg, the Hydra Viper, probably Zanya with that swamp skier, probably maybe a Zartan will come out around Target's fall spring geek out, because they do 3 geek outs a year with Target. So Zartan may be that Target one for that period, since they are doing Ninja Force as their exclusives for the year, and probably Chabang will most likely be later. So everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. Um, so there's no news on the water moccasin or the shark yet. That was part of another person's leaked information. So we haven't gotten anything on that yet. We probably won't get those until Yojo June, or maybe even Toy Fair. Who knows? Which is towards the latter half of February 15th. That week of the 15th, going through that week. And then we also have MegaCon, which is a possibility that we could get some reveals there, because we got the HasLab Transformers HasLab revealed at MegaCon last year with the Hasbro team. So I'm hoping we get a lot more GI Joe stuff at MegaCon in Orlando, Florida. And that's the case. I will be at MegaCon, and I will cover that information if we do get it there. So I'm looking forward to that. So what do you guys think about all this stuff? There's a lot of information that I've shared in this episode, and I didn't put any kind of leak information on my tab for this episode, because I'm just sharing this, guys, with you, because you guys are my loyal patrons, and you watch these videos on a regular basis, and you come in, you talk, and you hang out, and you give ideas, and you add to this conversation. So I'm giving you guys this information as normal, dedicated, regular fans, and I don't need to do special leak classified episodes to do that. So what do you guys think? Where do you think we're going to be going with all this stuff? Excited about all this stuff. Looks like some of the guys are happy they don't have to buy so much classified. They can buy some independent third-party stuff. I will be getting all this stuff, probably 2 of everything. I may end up getting 3 Lara Crofts, because that's just incredible. Keegan Collins, thanks for joining us. Keep up the good work, brother. I appreciate it. I really do. I do this because I love G.I. Joe, and I love you guys, and I just want to hang out and talk about G.I. Joe like friends, like we did when we were young. Hydra Viper card back. No. Hydra Viper is going to be a normal figure reveal in the normal waves. Hope it comes true. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty certain from my source that it is all. Some of this stuff is later, like the Destro and Despoiler, the Dusty and Sandstorm. We've been waiting a little while. We've known about those coming for quite some time. So I do believe they are a little late in the coming, but I'm glad. And there's several other people like Airtight, Toxo Zombie. We've had a rumor that they were coming, and different other ones, the Royal Guard and other characters, Night Viper and things like that, that were on lists from last year that were revealed, that we got, that we've been waiting a while on. So some of this stuff is crossing over to the next year. And I was going over my classified for 2025 every figure, and it's like 45 items that we got in 2025 from the first wave that was released from Xandar, which is like 46, to the HasLab, which is the dragon, the Rattler, and those 3 figures, comes out to about 45 items and figure releases. But this year we are definitely way beyond 45 already. With all these leaks and reveals, pre-orders, name only, renders, and all this stuff, there's way more than 45 already. So I think 2026 is going to be even more than 2025. And the prices are going up as well. Airtight is the only thing that I get from Just Name. Everything else I get only if it looks cool when it comes. That's a fair Lone Dragon. Nothing wrong with that. And if I have money in the toy budget at the time, yeah, I understand. If you have a family, you have kids, you have car payments, and you have to deal with insurance, licenses, tags, gas, all this stuff, food on the table, you name it. I know how it is. I have a little bit more freedom with my budget than the average person, so I'm very fortunate that way. But I understand where you're coming from. Definitely. Um, Hydra Viper V full force confirmed. Stingray pet included. Yep, it's going to come with the Stingray. That was revealed a while ago. That they name only him, and it's going to be an animal and pet, but it'll be an animal and pet that will come with it. And not be a big stingray. It'll be like a spirit with freedom, or shipwreck with Polly, or something like that. It'll be one of those sizes. Um, let's see. 2026 year of the broke. Oh, definitely. Yep, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. I personally think the Lara Croft is a code word. You think the Lara Croft is a code word? You think so? Interesting. They're going to go with what? Video game characters as the code words? I don't know about that. I personally think the Lara Croft is a code word. Okay. 610 Yojo Daddy. Well, then we'll have to wait and see. I'm just going by the information that I have. Um, I would love a Lara Croft classified figure. I do collect comics with her and stuff like that. I've watched all the movies. I have the movies on DVD and Blu-ray, and I've watched the animated series and stuff. I am a fan of that character. Um, and I think maybe they're trying to do other stuff besides Sergeant Slaughter, because there's people have won a Fridge Perry figure and a Rowdy Piper for a while, but I don't know if those two families are willing to do it. I'm debating on selling my Vamp to finish my card back collection. I'm up to 11 so far. Picked up a Lady J, Snow Serpent, and Eel yesterday. Very good, Gunpowder Nitro. Don't sell your Vamp. That is a very hard vehicle to get. If it's a classified Vamp, don't sell it. It's worth a lot of money. If you're going to sell it, get a pretty penny, at least $200 for it, because they are very limited. There's not a lot of those. You're not going to be able to get that again at a decent price. So I would not sell that unless you're talking about your vintage one. Vintage ones are very easy to get. If your vintage one's in a box, mint complete or mint sealed in a box, you can get a really nice price for it. But don't sell your classified one. Bro, classified rules. Bill Lenore, hello again. Yes, it's NIB. Okay. It's new in box. That's what I'm worried about. No, no, it's classified. Yeah, don't sell it then. Gunpowder, keep that. Keep. Oh, well, I don't know. If you sell it, sell the vehicle, keep the figure, because you're not going to get the clutch again. So you will never get that numbered clutch. That's that. That's the funny thing about the numbers. They're not going back and renumbering stuff. If you get a Vamp Mark II in clutch version 2, it's going to be another number, and the clutch is going to be beige. So you're not going to get that clutch again. So I'd be very careful about selling that if you're going to sell it. Get a lot of money for it. That's just me, if I were you. Maybe they could go way back into the files and give us Action Man and the original action figures from the late 60s, early 70s. That's an interesting thing. Legacy, it's going to be tricky because a lot of the copyrights and trademarks on that stuff Hasbro doesn't own anymore. They let those lapse. They own Joe Colton. I know that. I know they own that. So they could do a Joe Colton legacy figure. But Action Man, I don't know. I'm not sure. I know it is owned by Hasbro. And they did do a Tiger Force set that had Action Man in it back in the 2000s during the Valorverse Venom. They did a Tiger Force set that included Action Man as an O-ring figure. But we have not, and we got actually a 4-inch modern Action Man in the Revelations is it Revelations? Yeah, the Revelation San Diego Comic Con box set. We did a 4-inch Action Man. So I think there is a possibility of a classified Action Man figure. And I think that would be a cool figure to do. So if you want to get into some new stuff, maybe a Joe Colton, maybe a G.I. Jane, maybe an Action Man. Yeah, I think that those would work for classified. So we'll have to wait and see. But why would you call something Lara Croft? And who would that be? Who would that be? That's an interesting one. But there's a mystery there. Definitely 610 Yojo Daddy. We'll have to wait and see. You think it's a video game code name and not the actual figure? I'll have to think about that, and I'll look into it more to find out. So, what else you guys have? Anything? I want to mention my show again, the Senflo Joe Show in Florida, Central Florida, Deltona, Florida, on April 19th of 2026 this year. We're going to have Mark Pennington, designer for the GI Joe vintage line from 87 to 89, and a comic book artist. He worked on The Path. He does a lot of art exhibits. He does Joe Fest every year. He's really a cool guy, very nice, easy to get sketches from, fantastic artist. So he's going to be our primary guest, and we have a whole bunch of other guests. Does Pulse ever deliver their pre-orders early? That's a good question. I think if it's exclusive to Pulse, yes. Like Pythona, very quickly. What else was very quick? Serpentor, Dr. Mindburger, those type of things were a little bit later. I'm trying to think of who else that was exclusive. The Snake Armor came within 3 months. So that was exclusive. The Claw came pretty quick. That came with a couple of months as well of the Claw. So yeah, in certain cases, yes, Pulse Premium membership is worth it to get the free shipping, and they do get their stuff pretty quickly. In most cases, definitely quicker than Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. I'll say that. Maybe not Amazon, but definitely before Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store, in my experience. So they're in the middle because Amazon's a little quicker, and you might find stuff at the store nowadays where we've got a lot more classified at store level that we haven't in the 4 or 5 years prior. But this year, this last 6 or 8 months has been much better at Targets and Walmarts and GameStops. So but I'm ordering everything I can through Hasbro Pulse, and then exclusives that are Target and Walmart through the two of them, and then that's it. Unless it's an Amazon exclusive, I'll order it through there. So I order everything through Pulse now because it's cheaper. And I'm getting multiples of each now, and so I have to do something to make it cheaper. There is a little bit of a price hike at Pulse, though. I believe. Recently. So I don't know. Amazon be kicking your package all the way to the house. Oh yeah, I haven't had that much trouble with my Amazon. They've been very good. I've gotten a lot of stuff from them. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I guess depends on the Amazon place. Distribution. I don't know. Maybe different ones treat it differently, but I've had very good luck with my Amazon. So there you go. So where do figures go on sale first? Target, Walmart, websites, or on Pulse? Ooh, I would say in store at Walmart, in store at Target. You're gonna find clearance better, and then Big Bad Toy Store, then Entertainment Earth will be clearance. GameStop and Amazon, kind of. That's how I see it, the pattern of clearance. Pulse is like the last place to put stuff on clearance. So you're not going to buy clearance there that much. And I don't know the websites. It's kind of hit or miss. So you have to be careful about your region. Different regions of the country, there's certain things on clearance at certain points, at different points, and it's confusing. So wherever you are in the country, your situation might be different than my part of the country, or in another part of the world like Canada or England or what have you. So there is a possibility of that as well. There's no easy rule that goes across the board on that. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Um, so what else was I saying? So we have a whole bunch of guests that are going to be here. It's going to be in Deltona, Florida, at the center at Deltona, April 19th. If you're in the Florida area, the South Georgia area, the South Alabama area, and you can come down for a day and enjoy a nice G.I. Joe community event. We're going to have all kinds of other people there, other artists, other people in the community. I haven't been able to confirm one way or another, but we're going to have one of the toy companies at the show. We're going to have several other possibility of Hasbro brand people from the vintage line there as well. And we're going to have Joe Fest will have a booth there. After Action Report will have a booth there. And I can confirm that Adam Riches, artist, package designer, Adam Riches, comic artist, will also be there. So where do things? No, okay, did that one. Target is usually a 200-day on shelf cycle before clearance. Oh, YMMY Interesting. I did not know that about Target. Thank you for that. So, all right, I wanted to share something that I got the other day. I haven't been getting a lot of this because I've been trying to get them at decent prices, but I found this and I couldn't pass it up for the price that I found it. I found it at a big fair that we have up in Florida, Central Florida. It's called the Renegers Fair out in Mount Dora, Florida, which is about an hour from here. And I found the Rhino from Mask for $40. $40. This is a vintage Rhino. And it only came with one figure, so I'm going to have to get the other figure. But it came with this guy. And it's not in perfect shape. It's not perfect. There's like the top is missing, and I think there's a thing on here that's missing. There's a little bit more missing out of it, but I thought for $40, this is a pretty good bargain with one figure and everything. It looks really good. And I'm going to start trying to get the vintage Mask at reasonable prices. And there's some places that I go to that I get a lot of the Mask that I get vintage stuff. So I thought I'd show it off to you guys. Let me check the code words on Chris Leak listings about Lara Croft and get back to you, Dave. Thank you, 610 Yojo Daddy. I appreciate that. So the soonest you'll find a new release is on store shelves, right? In certain cases, Keegan Collins, recently in the last 8 months, yes, because Hasbro did those Islanders for the holidays, so a lot of stuff was popping up there before people got it in hand. The police officer, the Budo, the Stinger, a lot of Stingers, a lot of couple of waves like the Sci-Fi wave popped up there first before we got it in hand through pre-order and so on and so forth. So I don't know the rest of the year if that's going to be the case, but the fall winter is, because that's where they want their sales to be the most. So they made that initiative with Hasbro, and Mattel was on one side and Hasbro was on the other side. So that was something that was a unique situation. I don't know if that's going to be the case the rest of the year. What's up with the sudden price hike in the card back from 25 to 27 on just about all the big websites? Because it is now 2026 and all the companies are raising prices to match the new Hasbro is going to be charging and stuff like that. And some of these things, they're about $25 class for a normal figure, and then the MSRP for a store is uh 27.99, so it's about 27 or $28. So that's why all that went up. um so I'm sorry that that's the case, but yeah, all this is going to be more expensive. So yeah, if you have to be picky and choosy about what you're going to get, it's going to be a tricky year because it looks like we're getting a lot more this year, and it's going to be more expensive. So we'll have to wait and see. I hope it all works out for everybody. And I hope this time next year, when we do our top 2025, 26 listings episode, that you guys had a good year and it's not too difficult. But we did not hear anything about some of the odd things that we thought we would hear about. We did not hear anything about Globulus. We did not hear anything about San Diego Comic Con exclusives. We did not hear anything about Walmart exclusives, to my knowledge. Um, so a bunch of things that we thought we would hear about, we did not hear about. There's no news on the shark, no news on the water moccasin. The Zanya is coming with the swamp skier. So that little leak that we got with um, in one of the videos, that little leg thing is the swamp skier leg, and that is coming with Zanya, and she is going to be a figure and vehicle set. Um, Dig deep, boys. We're going to need some deep pockets this year. Oh, yes. There's no doubt about it, Gunpowder. So that was the last thing that I believe we will get revealed for G.I. Joe Day. So that's probably going to be Taurus Red Dog. That's probably going to be Zanya, the Swamp Skier. That'll probably be the Royal Guard. That'll probably be Iceberg. That'll probably be the Hydro Viper. And maybe the Zartan if it's the Target exclusive uh, um, uh, Ninja Force Zartan. So I believe all that will probably be coming with pictures and in person in a video, maybe a short G.I. Joe Day video around February 1st or before that. So keep your eyes out for that. Maybe some of this other stuff we will get revealed at Toy Fair 2026 in February, around the 15th of February. That week will be another stuff. And I'm sure Full Force will be there at that Toy Fair to cover a lot of that. So you'll get that revealed. And hopefully I will be at MegaCon 2026 and we have a Hasbro presence there because they are doing a lot more conventions. They did New York Comic Con, they did MCM London, they did that Italy show, they did CCXP Brazil, we had San Diego Comic Con. We did WonderCon before last year sometime, I believe, and we did MegaCon. There were people from Hasbro at all those shows last year. So I'm hoping that's the same case because they're not going to be doing a lot of live PulseCon streams because they're transitioning from the Pawtucket, Rhode Island headquarters to the new headquarters in Boston. And so we're not going to be getting a lot of pulse streams um, via their studio. So doing more events at conventions like the ones that I've named would make more sense, and they have to stretch them out over the year. So you have like obvious San Diego Comic Con, that's in the summer, New York Comic Con, that's in early October, MCM London, that's in late October, early November, CCXP Brazil was in December. Then we have, of course, G.I. Joe Day in early February, Toy Fair late February, MegaCon March, then WonderCon in April, May area, and then you have G.I. Joe month, Yojo June. So that takes care of your whole year for reveals and name onlys and renders and all this stuff. And a word from the Hasbro teams at those events. So that's what I feel is going to be the pattern. I could be wrong, maybe, but you know, we kind of go with what has been already set up and established. And that's where we get a lot of the information that we get and the patterns that we get. Yes, CCXP was a lot of news for us. We did not expect that. So that was a new place for Hasbro to go in December because they have never done that in the past. So that was a new one. But according to Emily, based on the audience and the crowds, they'll probably be going there next year again because that brings them to not only San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, London, Italy, Brazil, and all over the United States with Orlando and California and so on and so forth, and New York. It makes sense. And because MegaCon and WonderCon are not third party shows, they're more professional run shows that are companies. I can see MegaCon, WonderCon, San Diego, and New York Con being the locations that they would go to around the country for these releases and these reveals and these panels and so on. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers that we get MegaCon. Hasbro team, please. Fair observation of no studio streams while they move to Boston. Would Joe Fest appearance be on the table? We've tried. We've tried Stanley Eberhard to get the team, but because of legal reasons, they say that all the third party companies that are doing stuff that are counterintuitive or counterproductive to what Hasbro is trying to do officially as a G.I. Joe own brand through Hasbro, they will not go to Joe Fest. They will not go to places like um, uh, Dallas Fort Worth Joe show. Uh, they won't go to Kentuckiana. They won't go to the SoCal Joe show. They won't go to Assembly Required. They won't go to my show because I am not an officially licensed type show. I'm just doing it as a fan, and I'm having a lot of the same stuff that Joe Fest and these other shows that I've just named. Maybe at some point, maybe ZoloCon, but I think that's a fan show as well. And the Boston Joe show and the Anaheim Joe show, those are fan shows as well. So I don't see them going to any of these fan shows. It's got to be an official, established business type thing. And because MegaCon is owned by Fan Expo, is it? Fan Expo Reed Pop. Reed Pop owns Fan Expo, Anaheim, Toronto. They own the Boston Fan Expo. They own Dallas Fan Expo and MegaCon. It's a huge company, so maybe they would go to those shows if they're partnering up with MegaCon. It would be Reed Pop. Something they would be involved with, and also Star Wars Celebration as well is part of that as well. Reed Pop. So Hasbro won't go to any shows, not fan shows. No, they will only go to like big company type stuff, like Star Wars Celebration, New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, MegaCon, WonderCon. Those are the only ones that I've seen them in the United States. Star Wars Celebration, other countries, Star Wars Celebration, the Italy show. I don't know what the name it is. MCM London, CCXP, Brazil, and that sort of stuff. So maybe they would go to Canada and go to Anaheim Expo or Toronto Expo, possibly. I don't know. I'm speculating on that. But those are owned by CCX, Reed Pop, who owns MegaCon, and Dallas Fan Expo and Boston Fan Expo. So that's all the same company. So I can see maybe Hasbro would go to all those shows. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. But MegaCon's a big enough show in a time of the year where they're not doing anything else. It's in March. Towards the end of March. But there's also Joe Lanta. That's at the end of March as well, but they won't go to that. Based on my experience and my knowledge, They've never been to a uh, um, Joe Lanta or Toy Lanta. Okay, Reed Pop runs Emerald City CC here in Seattle. Okay, there you go. So maybe there's a possibility of Emerald City because that's owned by Reed Pop. There you go. Um, that sucks. I say that's where they fall short to interact with your customer base is priceless. Yep. So I think if Joe Fest ever became like a corporate owned entity, right now it's not. It's a privately owned entity. If it ever became a corporate owned entity, like say if Reed Pop bought it and they moved it to Atlanta, say, and they did like a size like MegaCon, maybe then Hasbro would go to it. It would be a different type of show. It would be a much more professional business. It's a fan run show. It's the biggest fan run show in all of the United States, in my opinion, and it's the best fan run show in my personal opinion. I've I'm part of the team and I work with that team and we go all out every year to improve it and better it and add new things to it and get new guests and bring more events. This year we got some really cool events we have not announced yet. We're waiting to get all the details made, but there's some really cool stuff coming this year for Joe Fest. It's uh, the 26th through the 28th of June this year. I kept getting the date mixed up. Um, I agree 100% with you, Gunpowder Nitro. Hasbro is missing the boat on fan interaction. Yep, there you go. So maybe going to all these other shows, maybe that'll help. So then people in different areas can go. So that would be good. Emerald City one up in Washington would be a good one. Something in Canada that would be good. Down here in Florida that would be good. Try to touch base on all the different areas. Fan Expo Dallas, Fan Expo Boston, Fan Expo. I think it's D23. D23 is in Chicago. I don't know if they have toy stuff there at D23. That would be a lot of the stuff that I would go to if I was Hasbro. But, I'm not Hasbro. I'm sure has people going down there in an unofficial capacity, kind of like the secret shop. No, they've never done that. Trust me, I would know. Because I'm involved with all the vendors, I'm involved with all the dealers and the toy companies that do come down there. I would know. I'd be one of two people, one of three people that would know that answer to that, and it's not happening. Sorry. I'm sure Hasbro has people going down there in an unofficial capacity, kind of like secret shoppers. No, again, Bobby World, no, they're not. They tried to do that. They wanted Hasbro, a couple of them wanted to see if they would pay for their airfare because we were going to pay for their airfare. And they said no, they wouldn't do it. Not even as just artists or designers or what have you. They wouldn't allow them to do it legally because legally that meant they were accepting of third party stuff and they were it would be like they were giving their okay approval and they didn't want to do that in any way, even loosely, even like under the table. They didn't want to do it. From what the words, the information and the inside information that I have, that's the reason. Sorry. So if you need information on Joe Fest, I'm the guy on the inside track. I'm one of the managers of Joe Fest. So don't trust anything you've heard from anybody else. I'm not saying that anybody's misleading, but if you want the facts, this is where to get the facts for Joe Fest right here. This is the Joe Fest official channel. G.I. Joe New News Review. I'm sure Hasbro has, no, not that one again. So spread the word. Joe Fest 2026 is going to be awesome this year. All right. So I've been on here for quite a while. Is there anything else that I can add to this? You guys need any more information? Did you like my Dialtone review? I think this is a really nice figure. It's a beautiful upgrade for the classified line. A lot of upgraded elements and a lot of vintage elements. Probably a perfect meld of the two in that range. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we're probably going to cut this short. I've had trouble booking a Joe Fest hotel room. Can you help with that? Well, I can give you the reason why. Because the show has gotten bigger and bigger over the years, we have sold out. Our hotels have sold out. All of our family hotels have sold out as well. And so now I recommend, if I was you, to try to get a Airbnb. They're very cheap in the Augusta area, and I've used them in the past when the rooms have sold out. For whatever reason, I didn't get a room or whatever. I got an Airbnb and I shared it with a couple buddies. Very cheap. It was on top of a jazz club that had some beautiful music and a bar, and it was wonderful to go there after hours and stuff like that. So all the hotel rooms, to my knowledge, we're trying to get other hotels in the area to get the price that has the Joe Fest pricing for you guys to include, but all the hotels are sold out right now. I'm sorry to say. Uh, Stanley Eberhardt. So I recommend that you either room with a buddy or find Airbnb or something like that, or go farther out because all the hotels are sold out. I'm going to the next con and bringing my CNC machine so I can make the whale out of wood for the fans. Bring your own wood. Ah, you're so funny, New York Knights. Oh man, I'd like to see that in person. Uh, I actually would like to see how big that would be, actual classified, because it's going to be 3 sizes up from the vintage one. So it's going to be big. I would like to just see what the actual scale of it and measure it. It's got to be like 4.5, 5 feet in length. Later, all. See you, Gunpowder. Thanks for joining me. 349 rooms, all sold out. Yep. Yeah, it's tricky. We're even having a hard time getting rooms for the actual guests, people that we're getting for the show, because there's another event going on the week of Joe Fest earlier in the week. We're in the other half of the week, and rooms like Wednesday and Thursday, and we're having a hard time getting that. We thought we had the event center, the convention center, booked for the whole week, and we do not. Last year we did. This year we do not. So there you go. So inside information. So if you have any info, you need clues, or you need, I'm the person to go to for Joe Fest, because hashtag the voice of Joe Fest is right here. And I have this on, and we can go, Yo, Joe! Thank you guys for joining me. This has been a really fun episode. I really appreciate you guys coming and getting involved and adding to the conversation. Be very careful of that, okay, Will R? Um, Yeah, there's some of our family hotels have space. You just got to look around. Sorry to say, being a manager at Joe Fest, what would I need to do, or who do I have to talk to about doing a community diorama display? Um, I'd have to check with. Send me a link or some information, and I'll talk to the boss about it, and we'll see. Down by the river. Wow. Be careful, guys. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying about that. Staying in your vehicle type stuff. All right. Send me the information. Send it to David T. Allen. I am me on Facebook that way, and give me all the information. And I will share it with the boss, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, Bobby World. Uh, so thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody after the fact watching this on the replay crew. You guys are great, adding to the conversation. Help this channel grow by sharing these videos out. That's the number one thing you can do to help me grow this channel. We're trying to get to the 250 subs and then the 1,000 subs after that. So thank you all. You guys are wonderful. There are alligators down by the maybe Crocmaster. Okay. That was funny, Cliff Jurgensen. Thank you. Yeah, Crocmaster Will R. That's right. Okay. See you guys next time. And Yo Joe again.